Where's Kickrust? He's always late. Either that or he don't like us. I'm sure he has his reasons. Excuse me, may I pull up a chair? Where have you come from, friend? I've come from Asalnis, Cavewar. It's gone. They're all dead. I'm the only one left. What on earth happened? Spite stops and sparkled castles, great elephants. I've got to go spread the news. I have to go. How are we gonna retake Cavewar? Did I hear retake Cavewar? We'll have to smite the bastards with maximum force. We could trap them as well, utilize them for our own defenses. It sounds like a plan is forming. This sounds like a good idea. So it's decided then. We shall forge onward to Cavewar. Follow me, men, and make sure there are no elephants hiding around corners. Keep your eyes peeled and your axes sharp. Well, it looks like the dwarfs have not found anything yet, so we're just going to make a stockpile and put one underneath too, and start moving the goods that have been trampled all about by those giant elephants. And we'll just set our tavern to have no visitors at the moment because we don't want wild people showing up. Talking about wild people, here is a mantis woman by the looks of it. What's this? An ambush! The elephant has returned. Come, men, gather our axes and shields. We are here to defeat them. But what's this? It's leaving by the looks of it. That's lucky. We'll have to start constructing wooden cages. We must capture the beast and train it for our own purposes. That is our mission here, not to kill them. Our mission is to avenge Cavewar. Seems like there's various giant creatures around, like this giant louse. Ugh, we need to place way more cages. Horrible creatures. And we're going to be digging tunnels now, so the dwarves can safely move about, and to stop, giant creatures like these parakeets from cancelling jobs. With autumn brings traders who are getting quite impatient already, so we'll need to rush and make some wooden and rock crafts, but there is a ghost, Moldath, haunting the fortress, the previous gem cutter. So we'll need to pause putting these bedrooms together just to make some slabs so we can put these spirits to rest, because otherwise they'll be quite unhappy. Well, the traders are not happy that we have nothing to trade this season, but we will have to select what we want for next year. Hopefully we'll be able to trade next year. We'll be ready, I'm sure. Plump helmets and pigtails, definitely, just the seeds. I'd like some raw glass in case we have a fey mood that requires that, because sometimes dwarves will end up topping themselves. We don't want that. Our first migrant wave. 2 miners, a woodworker, a woodcutter, a blacksmith, and a bone carver. We'll get them to work right away digging, but also we need to carve and engrave more slabs, which I'm just placing right now. But there needs to be more because there's ghosts flying around all over the place, and Moldath is still flying around while they're carving away. Now we just got these bedrooms set up in the proper fortress, and so we're going to assign our dwarves to them, and the new migrants can just sleep on those beds that are in the entranceway for now until we carve out new lodgings for them. We're just carving out tunnels, and the principle behind this is going to be for easier access for our own dwarves, but also so animals get caught in the traps that we're placing in the entrances, because we're going to have it lead straight into our fortress, so it's easier for them. They have a more direct route, which means they'll hopefully always take it and always get trapped. That'll hopefully stop any giant elephants or other giant beasties from ambushing us in the future. What we might end up doing is leading it into a military area so that anything that gets past, if that does, will have to face our military, hopefully. Here's something you never want in your fortress. Obviously the neighbors have been fumigating and they've relocated themselves to our fortress. Disgusting bogs! Get the Mortine, Eurist! Now we're just going to start producing charcoal. We want some metal. And we're going to open this space up by mining it out, because we don't want them constricted. So all around the fortress we're going to be doing that. As you can see, we've made some more rooms and a dining room. We're just going to make a temple now. Let the miners do their job there. We'll assign our weaponsmith to the metalsmith forge, because I want to start producing some quality weapons with that charcoal. Now the miners are just doing their job now. And we're putting down a smelter, sorry. I also want to pasture my pigs indoors again in case they get killed, like last time. This is where our hospital is going to be, near the wells, eventually. We'll just go back down to where Rovod is,
All right, mate,
who
there you
is cutting and encrusting gems for the next year's trading. It's an important job that we missed out on this year. And here we have a giant armadillo that's lumbering about. I like these creatures, and I wouldn't mind capturing one. I wonder if the armor would be effective in combat, but I'm not sure. We'll find out, I guess. And there's a giant mosquito as well flying about. There seems to be a lot of bugs around lately. We don't want that getting in our fortress. Get the swatter. 10 iron battle axes later and smelting limonite, alongside a booze shortage that was quite scary. You know, can't go along without that. And we have captured one of the giant armadillos, which is great, and we're going to train that up, and it's a female too, which is far more valuable. No offense, of course. But we'll just train that up and we'll get it pastured right away. We've got some pesky little rat men running about, but they pose no threat to us. They're very weak, and they're moving off anyway. We trained up the giant armadillo. It's semi-wild. I would rather pasture it now to train it better. And we got a new migrant wave, putting us up to 17 members of our fortress. Just getting these bedrooms carved out now. That won't take too long. I've prioritized it for our new migrants before they get too grumpy. No one is sleeping on the floor. Next thing is I want to carve out some temples to specific deities, because we have a number of worshippers in our fortress already, unfortunately. We're just going to make more dining rooms as well, because more chairs and tables are always a bonus. Now we're just going to designate temples to be dug out of the rock here, in the clay. At the top is going to just be for deities, and at the bottom is going to be for the organized religions. But we need both, otherwise the dwarfs will get quite cross, and we don't want that. Because a cross dwarf is a tantrum dwarf. We don't want anyone being beaten to death here. I just want to point out before we go, this armadillo that we've got, this lady, this sow, is grown quite attached to Mestos, who's the one who tamed her, and she likes to play zoomies around the fortress, running around with the cat there and the kittens, and it's just quite sweet, and I just wanted to point that out.